Act 1. Teresa gets a job. Morning, Teresa. You're looking healthier every day. Could almost see through you when you first arrived. Thanks, Fern. I feel better too. So, I hate to ask, how long are you planning on staying? Your gold coin is worth something, I'm sure, but at some point you'll have to start backing it up with real coin. Why I suggest the job board? I'm sure you've seen it on one of your walks. Hard to miss, it's just outside the market. Of course, you've been a generous host, and I wouldn't dream of taking advantage. I'll pay my fare by tonight, and be gone by tomorrow morning. I wasn't trying to get rid of you. Hell, we've been getting better business with you around than I've had in months. All the townsfolk been whispering about you. Some of them come in for a meal just to see what the strange outlander is up to. Regardless, I must be on my way. Ever the mysterious one? Well, I'm not one to pry. You're a good lad, Vern. As she left the inn, the sharp heat of the sun was eased by a cool breeze. She tilted her hat down against the bright morning and leaned on her staff, easing pressure off her bad leg as she walked. The job board stood just outside the market square, its old weathered planks cracked from years of sun, damp, and nails. Scraps of parchment fluttered in the wind, most of them scrawled in hasty, uneven letters and adorned with little sketches. Teresa's eyes skimmed over them. Mundane work, low pay. She didn't have the luxury of idling. She needed coin, and fast. Something that would pay her infare, so she could move on to the next city. To stay too long was to risk word of her presence spreading. She tore a parchment from the board. It wasn't much, but it would do. She set off northwest to the widow's farm. Act 2. Teresa fails at her job. "Me apples are being stolen," the widow complained. "Every night for a whole week. I won't get another harvest until next fall." "I see," Teresa said. "Do you have any idea who it might be?" "If I knew that, I'd call a watchman. But they won't help unless they got a name. That's why you're here." "All right, I'll just get started then." Teresa's confidence in the job had already waned on the long walk to the farm. Now that she stood here, staring at the widow's trampled yard and tangled orchard, she felt woefully unprepared. A ranger is only as good as her knowledge of the land, its animals, its people, the way the wind shapes the dirt. She knew none of these things here, but she hadn't gotten this far by quitting. No tracks, at least no clear tracks. She started at the root cellar and spiraled outward. Too many overlapping prints, just livestock and the widow's old boots. False trails, again and again. Teresa stood, rolling the stiffness from her shoulders and glancing towards the setting sun. Time for a stakeout, I suppose. She tucked herself into the twisted skeleton of the old apple tree overlooking the root cellar and tried to relax. She could wait all night if need be. Act 3. A stranger to the stranger. "Boy, stranger, what are you doing in that tree?" "I'm on a stakeout. Are you the one stealing apples from the widow?" "No, afraid not. Was just checking up on her. Old habits die hard, I suppose. Used to be a watchman, you see. Name's Moraine. And you're Teresa, I gather." Teresa shifted on her branch. The woman below stood relaxed, wearing a peacoat over a well-worn skirt, fine clothes patched with care. Her keen eyes shone in the dimming light. For this woman to have spotted Teresa in this low light would take sharp eyes indeed. "Are you planning on staying long? You're scaring away the thief." "All right, the apple thief." "Wouldn't mind if you hid somewhere." "I could help." "That's all right. I think I can handle it." "You don't sound so sure of that." Teresa sighed, weighing her options. The woman was persistent, and sharper than she let on. Teresa climbed down from her post. "All right, what sort of help?" "A week ago, I heard rumors of some kind of small creature, a fae or yiplin, come down from the north, around the same time when the apple stealing started." "Fae? People actually believe in them around here?" "It depends on who you ask. Yiplins, though, they're real enough." "I've never heard of a yiplin." "It's like a fox and a goblin had a baby." A scraglin, you mean? Scraglins? No, those are a different breed. But yiplins are small, fluffy, mischievous little creatures. No bloodthirst in 'em, just love stealing. Teresa nodded slightly, taking mental notes. She'd never seen a yiplin, but she knew a scraglin's fierce cunning firsthand. Moraine paused, looking at Teresa more closely. You must be from the north if you know about scraglins. East, Teresa corrected. At its backbone? Or beyond? Teresa remained silent. Many claim the world ends just past the highest peaks. Teresa shrugged. Doesn't much matter to me. What matters is catching this thief before it gets any later. Right? Well, some of the boys from town said they saw shadows and heard eerie singing from these woods that way. Teresa frowned. You'd think there would be some tracks somewhere in this field, but I see nothing but deer and squirrel prints. Yeah, all I see is grass. Moraine seemed strong and able, and she'd been a watchman, which meant she could probably hold her own. But if she came along, then Teresa would have to split the reward, and it was already barely enough to cover her infare. Stay here, Teresa said. You sure? I wouldn't mind coming along. The woods are my domain. I'll be fine. Act 4. Pebble. Teresa moved off towards the woods. The wound in her leg had improved somewhat, but she was still getting used to the weakness in her hamstring. She grunted as she vaulted over the fence, her boots scraping on the wood. She hissed softly at the ache and pressed on. Teresa froze, tightening her grip on her staff. She moved towards the sound. As Teresa reached the edge of a clearing, the song stopped. A long silence. Then, Come, come, don't lurk, don't be afraid. Pebble will set you on the right path. Teresa had heard tales of goblins, everyone had, but she never expected to meet one. At first, the little camp seemed cluttered and chaotic. Bones and twigs dangled from branches, gently swaying on frayed twine. Stones, stacked precariously, lay scattered in odd cairns, their arrangement following no pattern a human mind could grasp. Teresa had seen hunting lodges, shrines, and nomadic camps, but never something like this. Yet there was an order in it, a logic that wasn't hers. By the fire, hunched and gray-green, a wrinkled old woman no taller than a child sat watching her. A goblin. Her face flickered in the shifting light. And beside her, a pile of apple cores. Come, come, warm yourself. It's a cold one, though you felt colder nights than this, I see. Teresa approached the fire, never taking her eyes off the goblin. Who are you, goblin? I'm a traveler, a wayfarer like yourself. Name's Pebble. Teresa. Pleasure. Teresa shifted closer to the flames, warming her hands. You've been stealing apples from the widow. Oh, aye, delicious. But you're not here for apples, are you? You're right. I'm not here for apples. I'm here to catch a thief. No, no. There's more to your story than catching apple thieves. She tilted her small head, flaring her nostrils. You're running. Running from autumn. A cloud moved overhead, and the forest was swallowed in shadows. First, the small red moon vanished, then the large blue one. For a moment, the world felt utterly black. Only Pebble's face was visible, reflecting the light of the dying fire. But you can't run from old autumn. It'll always catch up. I can smell it on you. Teresa's stomach felt hollow. I don't follow. It's springtime. So you don't know, do you? Just as I thought. Ah, well, you'll find out in time. Pebble reached into her patchwork cloak and pulled something out. Here, this might come in handy later. She tossed it in Teresa's direction. Teresa snatched it out of the air and examined it. It was a small, smooth, featureless river stone. A pebble. When she looked back up, Pebble was gone, leaving Teresa alone with a pit of dying embers and a little pile of apple cores. Act 5. A friend in need is a friend indeed. Tired from the long walk and biting cold, Teresa resigned herself to spend the night in Pebble's eerie camp. She threw some more wood on the embers before laying down in Pebble's little straw bed. She shifted uncomfortably. Something hard pressed into her ribs. With a sigh, she reached beneath the mat and pulled out a little leather pouch. Inside, silver coins and a note. Dear wayfarer, give one of these coins to the widow to pay for the apples. The rest you may keep. You will need it. Teresa frowned. She hadn't mentioned her need for money, and yet Pebble knew. A stick cracked in the woods. Teresa reached for her staff and scanned the trees for movement, heart pounding. The moons had returned, and the trees cast long shadows, but her eyes could make out nothing. Teresa, there you are. Teresa exhaled. I was worried when you didn't come back. Came to check on you. Is this the thieves' camp? Teresa relaxed her grip on her staff. You didn't have to worry about me, Moraine. As I said before, the woods are my domain. I, the great wilderness ranger, too capable for company. The thief is taken care of, and the widow's apples will be safe from now on. Took care of the problem, did you? You're not planning on spending the night out here, are you? It's too cold. It's not so bad. I'd have to come back in the morning anyway to talk to the widow. If you're staying, I'm staying too. We can take turns keeping watch over the fire. Teresa hesitated. She almost refused, but the words never came. I won't stop you. The fire crackled, filling the silence. She wasn't sure why it unsettled her, the idea of someone choosing to stay. She didn't deserve that, not after everything. She reached for a stick and prodded the embers, burying the thought beneath the ash. She was too tired to argue. So, what's wrong with your leg? It's just an old wound. A wound, eh? You fall? There's no shame in it. I've certainly fallen off things more times than I've cared to admit. Moraine stretched out and pulled up her sleeves, examining her arms. Been grazed by an arrow, slashed with a sword, jabbed with a spear, what else? This one. She held her forearm into the light of the fire. Bandits. Got in over my head, was running away, and I tumbled into the brambles. Ha! Is there a point to this? Aye, I told you my story. It's a give and take. You want to know about my leg? Aye. It was a crossbow bolt. That's it. No story. Good night, Moraine. All right. Good night, Teresa.